Hello everyone and welcome back to my 164th Custom Farm Toy Series. I had a viewer ask me to do a video on how to replace the rear wheels on an Ertl tractor. And so I'll go ahead and make you guys a short little video here. We'll just use this 7800. I have a whole bunch of these that I'm going to build. And so eventually all the rear axles are going to have to come off anyways. Now on these ones, this is kind of an older Ertl tractor. You can see a rivet head right there. And there's the other side of it. So on these tractors, what you have to do is cut that rivet off somehow. Now what I usually do is I use a Bur Tool on my die grinder. Let me grab that for you quick here. Alright, so this is a Bur Tool. Basically it just cuts through the steel. You can also try and use a drill bit, but this is what seems to work best for me. And so you just have to cut that rivet off. Your other option would be to try and get in behind the wheel here and cut it with just a regular cutting blade. Your other option would be to just break the wheels off and then find a way to cut that axle. To me, it's not all that important because I'm not going to reuse these rims for anything. So it doesn't matter if the rims get wrecked. In most cases, if you're trying to cut this rivet out with a Dremel, in most cases that rim is going to get wrecked. The other common style on the Ertl tractors is like this one. These are just pressed onto an axle. And they can come off pretty difficult sometimes. See if I have, yeah I do. I got a whole bunch of those axles in here. You see it's got kind of the jaws on there that grab onto the inside of that plastic. And so the best way to do this is to just kind of work it back and forth. You're probably going to have to use the pliers and pull on it. Or you can try and get in behind it again and cut it. They do make a tool. Somebody does. I've seen it on eBay, I believe. It's a spreader tool. It kind of works like a pliers, but it's got prongs that go on both sides, and then when you squeeze it, it spreads apart. You may be able to go down to like a hardware store or something and find a similar tool. I think the one on eBay is about 40 bucks. That's more than I wanted to spend, and so I just pull them off with the pliers. But this one can be a little bit more difficult just because it holds onto that plastic so well. I know the 9320 that I did, it was that style. All of these older tractors like this are that style. But as far as I'm aware, those are the two predominant ways that Ertl does it. And so that's how you get the old wheels off. Now to put the new wheels on depends a lot on what kind of wheel you've got. When I first started this, I did a lot with the standy wheels and tires. And they're good wheels and tires. They really do look nice. That's what I've got for tires on my 9320 here. The rims are actually an Ertl rim that I trimmed down to make work, and I think that looks very nice. But the standy rims don't have the detail that the other ones that I use do. And so the other ones that I use are from a guy by the name of Darryl Stangler. You can look him up on Facebook. His Facebook page is Darryl Stangler Buildings. He also custom builds buildings, but this is what his rims and tires look like. You can get different sizes, different widths. If you've seen my video of my 7930, I got the really skinny ones on it. But when you buy his kit, it'll come with whatever you want for tires. So if you want duals for the rear and duals for the front, or if you want singles all the way around, whatever you want, you can get it. And I don't know if you can see the detail on the rim there, but it's got a lot more detail on the rim. And I think the tires look a little nicer too, in my opinion. But these are really simple to use. When you get his kit, he sends the axle rod with you. And we'll use this tractor here because it's already got the wheels taken off. But all you do is just go right through the hole where the old axle was and slide the new wheel onto the axle, and there you are. Now sometimes, I don't know, I believe this is one of those tractors. It fits kind of loose in there. What I usually do is take a piece of round aluminum or brass or whatever, and I shove it through. I find a piece that goes through, but that this axle still fits in. And then it kind of makes a spacer and everything fits a lot nicer and tighter. And so, like I said, I really enjoy using these wheels and tires. Price-wise, they're not too bad, actually. They're pretty comparable to the standy. And so I'd recommend using these if you want to try and get a hold of Darryl on Facebook. He also does have them available on eBay. So if you come across them on there, they will be on eBay. The other option, like I was saying, is the standy ones, and I believe I've got some of those up here. Yes, I do. And so these work very similar. I believe these are also, let's find out here. Yes, they are. Okay. So these are also a 3/32 hole. And it's the same with the Darrell Stangler ones. It's a 3/32 rod is what you need to make the axle for this. They sell it on the website that I get these from, Boston Implement. But you can also just go down to your hardware store and see if they've got some 3/32 rod. And then you can cut it into different lengths and you get a lot more bang for your buck. But same sort of deal with these. You just take your 3/32 rod, and if you need to make a spacer, but it just goes right through the old hole, and that's all there is to it. You can do duals like I've got on this tractor if you use a longer rod. You can, if you want to space your duals, sometimes people use like a yellow bead or a gray bead if you're doing a case tractor. And they'll put the bead in between the wheels and make a spacer. You can use a longer rod and you can build a hub and then slide the outside wheel off, and that hub is still there, so it looks like you can put a dual on there even if you don't have duals on it. But it's pretty simple, but it does really add to the look of the tractor. This one here has got Darrell Stangler rims on it and tires, and I just love the way it makes the tractor look. And so that's about all I got for you on that. If you have any more in-depth questions than that, please let me know. Thanks to the viewer that suggested doing this video. I always like to help you guys with whatever it is that you may need. And so feel free to give me more suggestions for video content. But make sure you please leave a like, share, subscribe, and check back for more. Thanks.